Welcome to the Winning in Business podcast. I'm your host, Kelli Risse, and I love talking to business professionals, leaders, and entrepreneurs who are winning in business. Are you ready to reach your next level of success? If so, join us on the Winning in Business podcast as I interview entrepreneurs, business professionals, and leaders who share how they've risen to success. Before we begin, go ahead, hit subscribe and the notification button so you'll be notified each time a new episode is released. Plug in and settle in. You're about to be inspired to rise up to your next level of success. Welcome to another episode of Winning in Business. This is Kelli Risse, your host, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but today marks our 100th episode. And in celebration of that, I wanted to be doing this episode in Hawaii, because why not do your 100th episode in Hawaii? And yet here I am still in my office. So I have on my leis and I have on a fancy little hat here and trying to bring some fun here to my 100th episode. But, when I first started this podcast, I wasn't focused on hitting any particular milestone. But here we are at 100 episodes. And y'all, that is something to celebrate. So I'm so excited. And at the same time, this episode is also bittersweet because it's not just the 100th, it's also my final episode. That's right. Winning in Business is wrapping up as a podcast. But don't worry, I'm not done. I'm moving the conversation over to my YouTube channel, Kelli Risse, where I'll continue bringing you insights, some interviews, and everything you need to keep winning in business. So be sure to join me over there for even more great content. And did you know that most podcasts, don't make it past 7 episodes? Only a small percentage hit the big 100. And so I'm so grateful to have made it this far. And I want to take a moment to thank everyone who's made Winning in Business a success. First, I want to thank all of my incredible guests. Thank you for sharing your stories, your insights, your wisdom. Thank you for your time, for sharing so freely and helping my listeners and me learn ever more than really we could have on our own. To my listeners, you're the reason I show up for every episode. Your support, your encouragement have meant the world to me. So thank you. And of course, my fantastic team who has been behind the scenes, working hard to publish every episode, edit, produce, market, just everything. Y'all are incredible. I couldn't have done it without you. So I'm so grateful for your passion and your hard work. So reflecting on these past 2 years, I have learned so much, not just about hosting a podcast, but also what it takes to win in business. So I thought I'd celebrate this milestone by sharing my top 7 lessons that I've learned from 100 podcast episodes. These are the biggest insights that I picked up along the way, and I hope they bring you as much inspiration as they've brought me. So lesson number 1, everyone, no matter their success, still faces challenges. And one of the biggest surprises for me was realizing that everyone I talk to, no matter how successful they are, still faces challenges. I was chatting with incredible CEOs, entrepreneurs, visionaries, and every single one of them has challenge. They deal with self-doubt, setbacks, moments of what am I doing? What's my next steps? And it's a reminder that success really doesn't mean challenges are ever going away. It means that they have learned strategies to navigate them better, right? Which is part of the reason that I come on doing Winning in Business, to help us continue to learn more strategies to keep navigating success, right? All right, lesson number 2. This was a repeated thing that came up over and over again. Community, mentors, and coaches are invaluable. Almost every guest mentioned how crucial these connections are and were to their success. And it struck me like, no one is doing this alone. Everyone has people that they lean on, that they learn from, and that they grow with. Some are in masterminds, some are working with a coach, a mentor. They have good friends that just who have really stuck by them, that have their back, support. Like these people have been game changers to their success. And I feel like we must always remember, no matter what stage you're at, there's so much value in having people in your corner. And I want to say thank you, especially to my clients who have chosen me to be in their corner, being their cheerleader and their support team and helping them grow along the way. It is truly such an honor. Lesson number 3, authenticity builds lasting connections. And, I feel like that it's so important that we just show up as ourselves. And I've had episodes where I've worried about how I've come across, if I've asked the right questions, like, will anyone even listen to that episode? But, the ones that resonated the most were honestly the ones where I just showed up, my guests showed up, flaws and all, and they just happened. It was real and it was honest. And that's the way we build real connections. And I think in a world with filters, y'all, the filters, we just want realness, and I think it's just showing up authentic. Lesson number 4, you learn and grow the most through listening, which if you like to talk, as I do, this is a good lesson. So I used to think I was a pretty good listener. And I became a better listener when I started this podcast. I just learned a whole new level of listening, because as sitting here with my guests who I really don't know what they're going to say, and I need to ask another question, a follow-up question, a response, like I have to be listening. I cannot be thinking about the next question that I'm going to ask, or I'm truly going to miss what they're saying. And in business, we know that this is a game changer too, right? It is about being present with the people that you are with and letting them share their story, listening to what they need, listening to what they're excited about, listening to what they're struggling with. And it's amazing how much you learn when you're quiet. I'm going to say it's something I'm still working on, especially with my family. But I am grateful that this podcast has helped me become a better listener in business. All right, lesson number 5. Success is a journey, not a destination. So if there's one big theme that I would say has come out of this podcast, it's that success isn't a finish line. And every guest that I've had on, even the ones who've made it by any standard, are still setting new goals. They're finding new things to work on, and they're learning as they go. So success is that series of steps, right, along a path. And we also know that sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it's all part of the ride. It's all part of the journey. And the one thing for me personally that I continue to remind myself is to enjoy the journey, because life is about the process. Because if you are a high achiever, you also know that as soon as you get to your destination, it's usually the check, and then you're on to something else. So it's truly the journey. The journey is where the growth is, the joy is. Oh, the sometimes the heartbreak, right? The failure and the lessons that we learn from that is so in the journey. So let's remember that. It's a journey, not a destination. All right, lesson number 6. Ooh, this was such a common thread among high achievers, and that is resilience. I look back at all of my guests, and so many of them shared stories about facing major setbacks and coming back stronger, right? Like the setback of why they even started the business, or they started the business and then what happened, or they got so far in their business and then something happened. Like, I mean, kind of like the unspoken rule is the bigger the success, the bigger the resilience behind it. Resilience isn't about never getting knocked down. It's about getting back up over and over again. And, I hope that you truly look at your successes as the amount of times that you have gotten back up over and over again. And, I feel like seeing that in my guests has really helped me. Like when there are times that I'm just like, ugh, right? Listening to a guest and what they have been through gives me hope. It helps me. It keeps me going through the tough times. And I hope that it has done the same for you as well. And then lesson number 7, success requires taking risks and embracing discomfort. And let me just say, the stories of risk taking were inspiring. Like so many of my guests have had these moments where they've stepped out of their comfort zone and just took big leaps of faith. And big wins require that discomfort. When we lean into the discomfort and say yes to opportunities, even though it feels scary, those are the moves that lead to growth. Think of the last time that you just leaned into that discomfort and the growth that it led you through. I love reflecting on that. I love having my clients reflect on that and look at that because, oftentimes we get caught up in the, maybe more of just the stress of it instead of looking at just the growth of it. And then the bonus is making others feel comfortable goes such a long way, y'all. So the one thing I realized in every episode was helping my guests feel at ease. So I wanted them to feel like they could just be themselves. They could share openly. We could just have a lovely conversation. I didn't want them to worry about having to be perfect, say the right thing. So always let them know like, hey, we can edit, we can stop, we can start again. And you know what? Like so many of them thanked me afterwards for just creating that space of just letting them be them and asking just such, I don't know, relatable questions, right? We're all in this together. We are all in this world together. And it really reminded me of how the simple act of kindness can be life-changing. And when we make others feel comfortable, it just opens the door for that real connection we were talking about, like honest conversations to happen. And I feel like when we treat others with respect and warmth, those little acts of kindness have a big ripple effect out into the world. And so that is the biggest lesson the bonus lesson of how can you be doing that in your day, in your business, in your life all the time, making others feel comfortable. Think about that because it can have such a huge ripple effect. So I kind of breezed through those pretty quickly, but that wraps up. I mean, those are the 7 tips. Actually, let's not wrap up. Let me recap. Let's recap real quick here. So the 7 were, one more time, everyone, no matter their success, still faces challenges. Community, mentors, and coaches are invaluable. Authenticity builds lasting connections. You learn and grow the most through listening. Again, thank you for listening. Success is a journey, not a destination. Resilience is the common thread among high achievers. Success requires taking risks and embracing discomfort. And the bonus, making others feel comfortable goes a long way. All right, friends, that wraps up the final episode of Winning in Business. It has been an incredible journey reaching these 100 episodes. And again, I am so grateful for each and every one of you who has listened, who has supported, who has been part of this amazing community. But remember, this is just the beginning. We are not done. So I'm thrilled to announce I will be continuing the conversation over on my YouTube channel, which is at Kelli, Kelli, Risse, Risse, where I'll share more interviews, tips, and strategies to help you keep winning in business. And so if you haven't already done so, please make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay updated on all the new content coming your way. And on top of that, I wanted to let you know I'm expanding my work in speaking, coaching, and consulting. And my focus is on helping both individuals and teams maximize productivity, avoid burnout, increase emotional intelligence, and perform at peak levels. And I call this approach succeeding with ease. So whether you're looking to take your team's performance to the next level or your own performance to the next level, I'm here to help you achieve more with less stress. And there's one more thing. I'm also working on a 4-book series titled Succeeding with Ease. I am so excited about these books. Each book will dive deep into the key areas of success. And so the volumes are focused on mindset mastery, time management and focus, self-care, and leadership and relationship building. And I'm really looking forward to sharing these tools and insights with you to help you live and work with purpose, passion, and ease. So thank you again for joining me on this podcast journey. Let's keep winning together, and I'll see you over on YouTube. This is Kelli Risse signing off from Winning in Business, but always cheering you on as you continue to succeed with ease. And like I always say, rise up and live. See you over on YouTube. Have a great one. Thank you for being a part of the Winning in Business podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and want to rise up to your next level of success, but are worried about increased stress, time for work and yourself and your family, not to mention being exhausted, I'd like to invite you to a complimentary strategy call where I'll show you how you can do it all. I'll help you reclaim time, keep your sanity, handle the chaos with ease, and move to the next level of success that you deserve and desire. I hope you found value in listening today. Please always leave your comments, feedback, or questions. We check them all. I want you to continue winning in business and reach your next level of success. See you next time.